News is now learning from two people familiar with the discussions that members of President Biden's family have talked about what an exit from this campaign might look like. But those conversations are happening as the Biden campaign insists he won't drop out.
Well, it's going to be a fight. So they were saying that he was going to drop out. I'm like, look, just bear with me. First off, welcome back to the program. Dana Loesch with you. Bear with me because it said he was going to drop out. Now he's not going to drop out. We saw the headlines that it was going back and forth like all yesterday and all day yesterday, all last night. I mean, what do you think? I think they're trying to force him out, but
yeah, I think it sounds like his COVID's going to get a lot worse.
Yeah, your COVID's going to get real bad, dude. Yeah. So I don't know. I don't know. I don't know they're going to try to push him out. They're cutting off the money to do it. Apparently, like, the donors have stopped giving money. They're saying that whole donation cycle is, pretty much ceased. They're not giving him any more cash. I don't know how this is all going to work for him. I really don't. But it's, it's bad. It's really bad. And then you have this audio soundbite 20. Or no, it's not 20. Sorry. I'm looking at, where's the one? Oh, audio soundbite 24.
If he chooses to step down, which I do agree with you, that's his choice.
That's the only legal choice. I don't think there's a version that's not him.
It's his choice. I'm talking about this pressure campaign. It's his choice. Kamala, if she is leapfrogged and there's just some open convention, no Democratic nominee can win without the black vote. Black women will not support Kamala Harris being looked over. Why? Because she is ready, overlooked. But she is ready to be the president.
She's okay. That's the height of sexism, to demand that someone is owed something just because they've got a vagina. She's not, her merit, it doesn't meet it. Stop. Clearly, it barely did when she was in the primary. It's why she was in last place with Democrats. And she's not ready to be president. She really isn't. Of course, I mean, when you hear Joe Biden say things like audio soundbite 27, is he really? Listen to this. This is so bad.
I think that, and one thing does change, it's not an excuse and explanation. I would ordinarily be going through black neighborhoods on the foot, working through the neighborhoods. I have a tradition. I close every campaign, no matter what campaign, going into the projects and going down the east side. And, hey, Joe, well, how you doing? They would, well, just because they're my friends, let them know I'm still there. We can't do that now. Not because of the black community, because it's too dangerous for me to be out walking unaccompanied.
He's not unaccompanied. Never has been. I mean, you're not Trump, for crying out loud. It's not that. Oh my gosh. What he could maybe he's talking about himself just falling down on a flat street. I don't know. He says that he's lost support amongst black voters because he can't go through the projects on foot anymore. Is that what he's saying? That's what he's saying.
Too dangerous.
Well, there's the show, guys. Have a great weekend. Good night, everybody. I don't actually have anything to say to that, Kane.
Well,
I don't know what I am actually speechless.
Here's what I would say. Here's what I would say. A true leader would not make up an excuse. A true leader would go out and do what's necessary and not have an excuse for underperformance. It's just the way it is.
Yeah. Well, this is not good. The thing that worries me about all of this, let me just bring this up. I just saw this headline. It says, Iran is now 1 to 2 weeks away from reaching capacity of producing fissile material for nuclear weapons, according to Antony Blinken. Of course, that was Joe Biden and Barack Obama, and then Joe Biden and Kamala Harris making that possible for Iran this entire time. This is the most dangerous time for our nation, is when we have these shifts like that. These exchanges of power, right? The shift. It's super. This is Blinken talking about, but Blinken it's fascinating. He blames, not Biden, because remember, Iran did not have the cash to do this until we actually let up on sanctions and unfroze the assets that were being held from them. Listen to this. Audio somebody 31. This is who blinked. This is not helpful.
How are you going to stop them?
Well, by far, the preferable way to do it would be through diplomacy. Where we are now is not in a good place. Iran, because the nuclear agreement was thrown out, instead of being at least a year away from having the breakout capacity of producing fissile material for a nuclear weapon, is now probably 1 or 2 weeks away from doing that.
They were 1 to 2 weeks. I think they've been closer to that this entire time anyway. But the reason why they're in that position is because of the policy that was previous under the Obama administration that ceased under the Trump administration. And now you're seeing it again with the Biden-Harris administration. Again, they unfroze assets. They got an infusion of cash, and it enabled them to speed up this production. And I look at this, and it is insane because we are getting ready to, we're in an election cycle. We could be witnessing the same, switch in administration, the bloodless change in power. And the problems and threats around the world haven't ceased. They haven't gone away. Now, Democrats are just being honest about the fact that the guy who's in the White House, and they're only being honest because for once it's advantageous for them to be so. They have to be. They were forced into that by the debate. They have to admit that the guy who's in the White House, who's making ultimately the decisions about all of this, is also apparently he's not able to run for president. He's able to be president. He just can't run for it because, he's mentally and physically compromised. But he can, oh my gosh. And yet, in all of this, now I've been reading so here's another headline just popped up. Biden family starts discussing exit plan for 2024 race. Top campaign advisor insists he's going to be insists that Biden will be the nominee. More and more Democrats are demanding that he quit. More and more Democrats are demanding that he quit. Okay. We'll see. This weekend was supposed to be like the make or break weekend, or not the break. It was supposed to be the weekend that he was going to be deciding. So I don't know. Man. Audio soundbite 26. They're even joking about it on late night. Listen to this. Jimmy Fallon.
That's right. Biden has COVID. Luckily, he can't spread it because Democrats have been distancing themselves from him since the debate. Yep, Biden had fatigue, a cough, and brain fog, and then he got COVID. Thankfully, Biden is expected to make a full recovery, and his doctors said that he'll be back to 60% in no time.
Man, this Democrat civil war is what we're seeing. It's going to get nastier. This is going to get nastier. So it's like literally just saying they were saying that Biden was going to announce the withdrawal from the nomination, like Sunday likeliest. And then they said, oh, no, John Meacham's, he's polishing up the remarks that Biden's going to give. And then it went from that to, no, he's not stepping down anymore. They said it was going to be, Biden was not going to endorse Harris. It was going to be an open convention with Harris and like 3 other people. They said superdelegates. We've explained this before. Democrats have superdelegates. And this is one of the reasons why Hillary Clinton was able to like snatch the nomination from Bernie Sanders. Remember, Bernie Sanders had actually won the nomination, but Hillary Clinton, all the superdelegates were on her side. And so they changed the rules in the during the convention rules for Democrats during the primary, because they won't allow superdelegates to vote on the first ballot. Superdelegates are prevented from voting the first round. They can only go in the second round. And that was an actual consequence of Hillary Clinton marshaling all of the superdelegates to make her the nominee, because she didn't have enough to get her across the threshold back in 2016 when she was running up against Trump in that Democrat primary. And so now there's a number of people they're putting forward, maybe Andy Beshear out of Kentucky. He would be the one that I think would be the best chance that they have, because they have to moderate their platform at this point. It's too crazy. They have Josh Shapiro and then maybe Kamala Harris and then Gavin Newsom. That's who they got. And Harris and Newsom, both California. I don't know. This is going to be super messy. It's going to get really bad. Like, this is not even, we've not even begun, guys. We haven't even started. So we're going to, because these headlines are going to come like every hour. It's like it is an absolute psyop battle in this Democrat civil war at this point. Very, very fluid.